Morning, welcome to the Weights Lifted YouTube channel. This is shoulders. That's what we're doing today, hitting shoulders. It's about 5 in the morning. Shoulders is one of those things, like I've talked about in the other videos. Like, you don't gotta, it doesn't take long, because my shoulder, I hit my shoulders, you use it for everything. Like every upper body movement, your shoulders are getting somewhat activated, especially on chest when you're days where you're pressing a lot or anything like that. So on my shoulder days, I kind of just keep it to the stuff that doesn't get hit as hard, like my side lateral, which is here, or my side delts, which are here, and rear delts back here. So it's pretty, and there's not much to do for them. Like how complicated, it's kind of like doing biceps, like what, you know what I mean? That's all you can really do is different variations of this. Same thing with shoulders, it's for your side delts, it's just different variations of this. Bring your arm up or out for your rear. So I used to go heavy, like I've always had stronger shoulders. Even with like getting shoulder pain, like I've talked about, like I was never weak, but lately I've been doing more like lighter but higher reps. So we do some side lateral raises first, and with 30 pounds. The way that I do them, stand, arms down at my side. I lean forward slightly, not like real slightly, just a slight bend forward. And then I picture that I'm reaching, like I'm kind of trying to pull something apart and reaching out without bending my elbows, That's it, and you'll feel them start burning, especially if you try to do that slight pause at the top before you come down. It's shoulders is one of those things where I try to use the technique I use, like use the form to make it harder than the weight, and really, like, I'll just do a few sets of that. I'll drop down to the 20s maybe and do a few sets. And then rear delts the same thing. And another reason to kind of keep it lighter is because, like I've talked about before, you want to actually hit the muscle you're trying to hit. Like there's like a threshold where the weight, like if you go too high in weight with any one exercise, there's a point where you'll stop hitting just the muscle you want to hit and start hitting other stuff. Like if you go too heavy with shoulders, there's a point where you start doing stuff like this, where it's like your traps and your upper back and you're really starting to swing. That's, you can, I'm not against like forcing reps or partial reps or cheating a little bit, especially if it's what you like to do, if you like to just move heavy weight. But I'm at a point now, especially because I'm cutting down in weight, I'm not really trying to just lift heavy stuff. So I lightened it up, and I'm focusing more on rep ranges, higher rep ranges, and feeling it in the muscle I'm trying to feel it in, So do another set like that. doing these too, I'm not, I don't know if you can tell in the video because of the angle, but I'm not coming straight out from the side. I'm kind of keeping my hands almost on the front side of my thighs, and I'm going out, like if I'm standing to the side, I'm going out on like a, not a 45, but I'm like, if this is 90 or if this is 0, I'm like 15 degrees off that. Let's come forward a little bit. It's just, I think it's easier on the shoulders, on my shoulders anyway, than to be straight out. And I think it puts a little more on the side delt than like your back, you know? And really, that's just something I saw in a video one time, like one of these. Dude said, lean forward a little bit and keep your arms forward a little bit. And when you get up to the top, yeah, you kind of almost come straight out, but I tried it that way. Just felt better. And that's kind of what all this is, like figuring out what works for you, what feels better for you. There's no one way. There's no, you know, I feel like that's what gets people like a lot of clicks or whatever, views, or I don't know, is when they're like dogmatic and they're like a psycho. This is the way to do it, it's the best way to do it, and you can do it the other ways, but they're not as good. Or the people who are like, if you do it other ways, you're an idiot. I think, I don't know, it's just not the right way to be about it. I feel like making it easy, as easy as it can be, because doing this every day is already hard, you know? Making it as easy as it can be, it's the lowest barrier of entry to people. Just saying, yeah. It's supposed to be kind of fun too. You're supposed to like it. It's supposed to be hard, but you're supposed to like it. You know? I don't know. That's just me. My perspective. Yeah, and if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Don't got much going on yet. It seems like a lot of you, well, relatively a lot for my videos. A lot of you watch the diet rant in the car. I don't know if that was just because of the before and after picture I put up or what, but if you want to hear me talk more about diet, say something, you know, comment, like, subscribe, whatever, questions, I don't care. Just, I don't know, help out a little bit, you know? All right, I'm gonna do a couple more sets of this. And we'll come back probably towards maybe the last set or two, and then we'll get into the rear delts. All right, we're gonna get into rear delts. I like to do bent over rear delt raises, you know. Now for rear delts, I go light, like 20 pounds, you know, because if you think about it, your rear delt, it's small, like back here, this part of your delt, it's small, and there's other muscles that do that motion. Bringing your arms out this way, you have, well, your whole upper back. I mean, I'm sure some science would be like, well, not all of it, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more muscles in your back that do this pull. It's what you do when you're rowing, you know? And really for rear delt raises, you're just doing the same thing except not bending your elbows, you're coming out. So if you go too heavy, your back will take up a lot of that movement. And I'm not trying to do that today. Just when I hit the rear delt, that's all. And that's just to help complete that roundness of your shoulder, like coming from, like looking at it from the side. Most people almost everybody is front delt, like dominant. You get the big bulge in the front, side's okay, and like nothing in the back. So same with me, you know. That's why I don't really do much shoulder pressing. Occasionally I will, because when I'm doing bench, flat and incline, like front delts are getting hit doing all that. No matter how much I try to keep them from getting hit, they get hit. So shoulders are usually just side and rear. So I'm gonna do some rear lat raises, and then we'll do some bands. And shoulders, it's not a lot to it, so it's not a long workout. My workouts aren't long to begin with, but shoulders are especially not long. So I usually just do 2 different movements per part of the delt, you know, like 5 sets of each. So we'll get into bands after this. And put my feet together, bend down at the waist till elbows are below my knees, and I focus again on just pulling out, and I want to almost be pointing in either direction. And that's kind of all I'll do for rear delts. I'll do like 5 sets of those, you know, shoot for that 12 rep, and then it'll drop as I go from fatigue or whatever. But something else I was thinking about while I was doing that, when I'm talking about like, I don't do this anymore, I don't do that anymore. Remember, like, this is all the stuff I do now. You know, like if you're just starting out, try everything and do what works for you and what you like to do. Like when I only stopped doing shoulder presses and like stopped doing them every single week in the last like 6 months. For 2 years before that, they were part of my workout. You know, every shoulder day I would do side delt raises, rear delt raises, some shoulder presses. And I still will occasionally. You'll see me do them. They're at the end now, because they're the least, I usually work out in like order of priority on my day. Like whatever I want to make sure gets hit and fatigued. And then, you know, kind of within reason. But so yeah, I would do seated dumbbell presses. Now, over the last like 6 months or so, I'll do them like once a month when I feel like doing them. But like I said, that's now. If you're just starting, try everything. See what you like to do. You most likely need development in all places. And you could argue I still do too. I'm not some advanced lifter. Like I just don't do much anymore. Yeah. I'm just starting to get to the place where I'm kind of happy with my physique. And 95% of that was getting my diet under control. I was always strong. I was just strong and fat. So that's something, like I said, I could talk more about, is the diet, because that is, I think, if you're worried about aesthetics, as far as how you look, diet and nutrition, I use nutrition with quotes, is top of the list of things you got to get right. It's 99, maybe 95 to 99% of what you got to figure out. It's also the thing that's hardest to keep on top of. All right, let's do the next set. time because 12 felt like I skipped out a little early the first set. Yeah. That's sometimes you get like a number in your head, you know, like, all right, I'm gonna do 12. Then you get to 12 and you stop and you're like, why'd I stop? I could have done 20, you know? And I wasn't pausing as much either, but I was getting a burn. So I just kept going with it. That's what a lot of this is, not being strict or hard on yourself or dogmatic or just, I don't know, going with the flow. So, yeah. Dude, yesterday, talking about diet before this, yesterday, I was starving. And the kids had soccer. Because usually I like to eat my last meal no earlier than like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Yesterday I ate at like 5. Starving. So I was planning on starting to creep my calories back up. Anyway, slowly, like 100 or 200 calories at a time, because I knew I was a little too low. And that's not a day. I mean, that's a day, but it's not like 200 more today, 200 more on top of that tomorrow. So it's like 2, 4, 6, that's 200, and stay at that and see what my weight does over the next couple weeks. And it'll still be going down most likely, and or maintaining at least, but it should still be going down. And then if I'm comfortable there, hang out there until hunger's an issue, creep back up. And I'm just experimenting too. I didn't go to school for this. I experiment on me and see what works. I watch stuff like this and hear what they have to say and go, I'll try that, I'll try this. It's how I tried keto, it's how I tried carnivore, it's how I tried Weight Watchers. Well, Weight Watchers from my mom, but it's how I learned counting protein and all that kind of stuff. So, try it. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, cool. Be it for that exercise. I'll get into the bands. Yeah, I'm gonna get set up for the bands. I'll see you. All right. Just trying to figure out how to film this one because I end my shoulder day with supersetting between lateral raises with the bands and face pulls with the bands, but focusing on feeling it in the rear delt. And you will hit your back, obviously, there's nothing you can do about it, but I notice that I feel it in my rear delts pretty good for like a burnout thing at the end of a workout. This is what I come up with. So with the bands, what I do, if you get bands like these, I just make a loop like that. And this is one of those things I was talking about. You don't need anything but the bands to do this. I make a loop, the handle, I step on it, put it in like the middle of my foot. All right, I stand shoulder width apart my legs. I wish I could show you, but I don't have I'm not that technically savvy yet to edit all this if I keep moving it all over. But and then like I have it like this, then I switch hands. So I'm pulling from like The one on my left leg's pulling up with my right arm to keep tension on the delt, I guess. And then I just come up. And those get hard because it is constant tension on your delt and your shoulder. And the further away you get, the harder it gets. It's not the same tension. It's constant, but it's not the same, if that makes any sense. All right. With these, you pull towards your face and contract your rear delt. It's pretty simple. At the end, like after doing lateral raises and rear delt raises and all that, that one set with these bands, my shoulders, my left shoulder, everybody's problem shoulder, mine included, is on fire doing those lateral raises. I'm probably gonna drop the weight. And these are like almost the lightest ones. I'll keep the video rolling just so you see like the setup. It only takes a second. Yeah. One loop. Two loop. That's it. This is one of those deals. I know I have something wrong in here. Because when it starts to hurt, like that first pull, right on top. If any of you watching this know about shoulder stuff, tell me what that is. I'm one of those dudes that I'll go to the doctor once this arm stops working, you know? But now what's funny is if I just sit here, like if I take a long rest, which I'm not gonna make you guys sit through, but if I sit here for like 10 minutes, I'll be able to go back to working out and it'll feel fine. It's just like something gets inflamed and then takes a while to like settle down. Like this won't bother me all day. This will bother me for a little bit. If I keep working out, it'll bother me for a half hour or so. But a lot of this is listening to your body, you know? Now, if I do face pulls, it's not gonna hurt. It's only pulling up. face pulls I'll keep doing. Because really, I mean, let's be honest, my shoulders are pretty good. Like they're decent enough, like my side lats. Just gotta focus on the rear delts mostly. Yeah, not bad. If you notice with the face pulls, because face pulls can be kind of a back exercise too. What I notice for me is if I keep my elbows up, I'll feel the back of my shoulders tighten up. I'll feel that contraction in the rear delt and the burn, kind of going rear delt down my arm a little bit. You know, if I want to hit back more, it would be like the same type of thing, except I think if I brought my elbows down more, you feel the middle of your back tighten up. And you can do this like without lifting anything. Just bring your arms up, keep your elbows up, and pull back. And then do the same thing with your elbows down. And you'll feel the different areas contract. Yeah. So we're getting close to the end for shoulders. I might do, see, it's already feeling better. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Just listen to your body. Yeah, I'm watching, keeping an eye on the channel. We're at a whopping eight subscribers. It's better than 0. But like, it's funny. You can tell what people struggle with more based on what, like, so I only have a few videos, right? All of them are work, like just lift, like all of them are this, except one. One of them is, it says diet in the title. That one got like 100 views and the rest have like 20 each. You can tell, it's diet, man. Diet's what people struggle with the most. It's what I struggle with the most. Yeah. Like, yeah, waking up at 5 in the morning, or not, what am I saying? Waking up at 4 in the morning to work out. Waking up's not easy. Working out, most people like the working out part. Most people like the lifting part, or if they don't like it right away, they get into liking it. Nobody, this is just my opinion, obviously. Nobody likes watching your family eat pizza while you eat chicken and rice. That doesn't sound fun to anybody. That's what I do now, though, you know? And not all the time. Not all the time. Like I said, once a week, if we get pizza, I'll eat pizza, you know? Maybe twice a week. The thing is, like, if you look over, one, it's how much you eat that day. Like I said, like on those days, I'll be good all day. At night, I'll eat whatever I want. Now, if you look over the span of a month, 30 days, right? Or 4 weeks, say 28 days, 4 weeks. If you do that twice a week, you have a cheat meal. Not a cheat day, a cheat meal. It's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 8 days out of the month. And that's worst case scenario. That's if you eat, that's if you do 2. You can do 1. But if you do 2, it's 8 days out of the 28 that you had a cheap meal. Eat whatever you want for a meal. So that's not even 8 days, it's 8 meals out of the other 20 days. Figure 3-ish meals those days, right? 60 meals were on point. 8 of them were off. Now my math might be off. Dumb construction worker, you know. But still, even if you take 20 days to 8 days, overall, you know, 2/3 of the time you're good. I don't know. That's how I look at it. That's what's worked for me too. Because what used to happen was I used to go off the rails, right? Like I can binge eat. That's what happens. I binge eat. So like I would diet good for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, drop 20, 30, you know, with all the water weight and stuff, drop 20, 30 pounds. But damn, Ray, you're looking all right. Yeah, I mean, I didn't look like I do now, but I looked better. And then I'd mess up one day. Then I'd hold it together for a couple of days, and I'd eat it bad another day. And by day, I mean all day. It would start in the morning. I would just eat whatever I want for breakfast, and then within a week, one day turned to 2, turned to 3, turned to 4, and the next thing I know, every day, I eat like and I'm bad with it too. Like, eat like a slob. Next thing I know, it's a month later, all that weight's back. I'm like, dude, what happened, you know? So now I look at it like, all right, you just got to make sure 1 or 2 days, okay. A week, not okay. You know? I try not to go 3 days. I'm not gonna say that hasn't happened over the summer. Like next year we have 3 barbecues in a row, bro. One thing I'm not, and this is to each their own, I'm not a professional bodybuilder. I'm not packing my meals and bringing it to a barbecue. I'm like, dude, stop it. Like, I'm not doing that. So over the summer, things got a little crazy. But I stayed on track enough, you know? I think that's key, is don't be too hard on yourself. That's key for me anyway. Don't be too hard on myself. But like I said, I get it. It's definitely the hardest thing. Diet's the hardest thing. Now I could tell you some tricks though too. Like I don't have time in this video, but if you want to hear that, like and subscribe. I mean, it's not complicated for me anyway. This might not be the healthiest stuff, but as far as keeping these numbers here, keeping these numbers down here, there's ways, you know, as far as like foods to eat, I don't know, keep it simple. So I'm gonna do one more set. I was talking a lot to let my shoulder rest a little bit. I'm gonna do one more set of each, and then we'll call it a day. Way better. Yeah. I don't know what that is that I gotta let rest sometimes. I mean, it still starts to hurt again, but something's definitely wrong. That's it. Change this up, do a little pose. All right. I'm not taking this off because I don't like doing it anyway in all the videos. I'm so used to not taking because being fat for so long, like I'm just like, but I'm doing it, forcing myself to do things I don't want to do. But it's shoulders. You can see my shoulders, right? Like, feel pretty good, pretty pumped up. And, yeah. That's it. So, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, help out. I'll see you next time.